Welcome back to Biscuit Bitchin. I'm your host, Beth the Baker. We're making biscuits and we're bitchin'. Alright, let's talk about the ingredients and tools that are worth splurging on and the ones that are not. For me, especially because I'm a baker, I use flour in everything, and I really think using a good flour like King Arthur flour, it's my favorite brand, is worth the money. I have used like a bleached basic grocery store brand flour before. Actually recently at one of my friend's houses baking something, and it just doesn't taste as good because I tasted the stuff. It just like tastes a little bit odd. The colors are off. It can taste a little artificial. Flour is definitely something that I would try to spend $1 or $2 more for. Chocolate. Chocolate is a big one. Hershey's. I understand the nostalgic taste of like Hershey's milk chocolate chips, but if you've ever tried to use them in like real baking or like melting them to make a ganache, they don't fucking melt. They just burn and get gross and seize up really quickly, and I just fucking hate that chocolate. So if you're at the store and you're trying to make cookies or something and you want to make a really good cookie, get like the Ghirardelli chocolate chips instead of the Hershey's. And if you're working in a bakery, you know already, because I'm sure you use Valrhona or Cocoa Berry or anything like that. But there's a reason good chocolate is expensive, and it's because it's just so much better. As far as tools go, this last Christmas, so Christmas 2022, I bought myself 2023, whatever, that was last Christmas, bought myself a really fancy KitchenAid. It's like an 8-quart commercial cast iron black KitchenAid, and I fucking love it. And I've had a KitchenAid. I got rid of my old one because I actually sold it to someone else, but I got rid of it because it was making this weird sound and the motor was kind of fucked. But I'd had it for 13 years and I loved it. So I think a stand mixer is something you should absolutely splurge on if you are trying to decide between the really small KitchenAids, like the bowl attaches to the bottom of it, or one that the bowl is connected to the top of the KitchenAid. I would try to go with a bigger one. You never know what you're going to be trying to make, and it can be a real bummer when you have to make multiple batches of the same thing just because your mixer's too small. So that's another thing I would splurge on. For things that I would not splurge on are eggs. I never splurge on eggs. Eggs do the same shit in baking no matter where they're from. I've never once noticed a difference unless maybe you're making like a pavlova or a creme brulee. Even creme brulee, I can't fucking tell the difference. But if you're doing something that's heavily egg based, maybe splurge on eggs. I wouldn't though. Sugar's the same way. Kind of all that stuff. It's just not gonna make a big difference in your baking. Butter makes a difference, but honest to God, making cookies, I've never noticed a difference in the butter. If anything, it makes the cookies a little bit harder to bake because some butters have a higher fat content and that can mess up your recipe. So in baking, use the normal butter, use the cheap butter. In like eating stuff, cooking, like if you were gonna make some flavored butter to dip shit in, get the good butter. Splurge on the Plugra. Get the fancy Irish Kerrygold butter. Like, just do that. As far as tools that I wouldn't splurge on, I can't think of anything right now. But if you guys have a question about any tools that you're considering getting that you don't know if you really need or not, but you kind of want, ask me a question and I'll answer just based on my many years of experience working in kitchens and baking, and yeah, I'd love to help you. So